or two. And then once you get one or two, you kind of get the...
Exactly. Exactly. And that's why I leave those, simple ones on the bottom left, top left, so that you get
Yeah.
those. There is some momentum going and you don't feel like giving up. You feel
And then
that
it kind of clicks that this is what we're looking for,
exactly,
and then,
exactly. That was the whole idea. So to leave some, you know, hooks here and there, some bait.
that we're following along.
Yes. But
Uh,
I'm glad. So you did the one on Chandas also.
yes, I did. Yeah.
Nice, nice.
And then, of course, those 12 Sanskrit months, those were
Yeah, those
relatively easy.
correct,
Yeah.
correct. Those are more enjoyable also.
Yeah.
Because
Except that one that had the asterisk, I thought that was just trying to fill in something, or that was just left like a blank.
correct, correct. Because we have a 6 by 6 grid. If the number of
Yeah.
syllables are few, then for example Navarasas, it's also there in archive now. Um,
Oh,
so Navarasas, yes, Navarasa Manjari. This is there in archive.
yeah,
So
I
there
didn't
are,
see that, but
yeah,
yeah.
there are a lot of asterisks because we have only 9 rasas which don't, span all 36 syllables. So,
Mm.
so I had some asterisks put in place so that we have a full grid. Anyway, we are live on YouTube as well. So welcome everybody. Namaskaram. Shubhasayam Sarvebhyaha. We'll first discuss this week's actual puzzle and then go to some extra puzzles that are there in archive as well, which we made public but kind of slightly hard to access. As you can see, there are about 14 um, 14 or more, yes, 14 um, puzzles that are already accessible, which might not have been through our regular process of being our weekly puzzle, but you can explore some of these on your own. Devi's Dasha avatars, so that these are different forms of Devi. Uh, I don't want to give or spoil any of this for you, but can you quickly see, find any words
Yeah,
here?
yeah, I did that one.
Yeah,
Yes, I did. Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
Can let me
One
see.
was
Explain. Yeah.
Bhairavi.
Yes, where is Bhairavi?
Bhairavi.
I don't see Bhairavi. Bhairavi. Bhai. I see Bhairavi. Yeah, there it is.
Bhairavi. Yeah.
Yes. And there is
Then
Chin.
the
I
other
see
one
Chi. So
was,
Chinna Masta. So Chinna Masta, I know.
yeah,
Yeah.
Shodashi.
Shodashi. Yeah, Shodashi is here. Yeah,
Then
this is a
Tara.
fun. Yes. So you did this. Where is Tara? I can't see Tara yet. Tara is here. Right. So this is a fun one. Like I said, there are more such puzzles like this, and we'll keep uploading fresh ones here.
I
So do
lost
check out
you. Yeah.
archives as well. I'm glad you did. But let us discuss this week's theme, which is on Gurupurnima. And then, as you can see here, in another 10 minutes, this puzzle will be of the past, and there will be a fresh puzzle which loads up for this week. And before that, we'll hopefully discuss this. But before that, I hope audio is all good on YouTube. On Zoom, it is good. Who is RM? RM is new. I don't think we've had them on Zoom before. But on YouTube, there I saw some questions. Namaskaram, Chandrimaji, Vishnuvardhan Garu, Namaskaram. Kavita ji, Namaste. Thank you for the confirmation. Sai Nagamani ji says Soundarya Lahari Telugu lyrics cheyandi. We will do it in regional languages also. It's been a plan, but I know there are so many things to do and so many projects, but it's just been a dream so far. No work has been made in that direction. Audio is fine. Thank you so much, Chandrimaji, for the confirmation. So as you see, there are now these crowns and numbers. I hope you can also see that, or is it only visible to me? Beside Kavita Singh ji's name, there is a crown and number 1. It's apparently an indicator of how active members have been in chat box. So if you want to be more active, your comments will be read first, of course. So I see there are some new members as well. Yana, welcome. Manishji, Jai Shri Ram, Namaskaram. Sovana, Namaskaram. Yes, welcome. Shirisha ji is asking, Brahma ela palakalandi, Brahmana, Brahman. It's not Brahma, it is Brahma. It's not Jahnavi, it is Janhavi. Whenever the Ha consonant comes after, or Ha comes and it is joined with one of the consonants at the end of the 5 rows, like kakagagha nga or chachajajha nya, tatadadha na. So the last ones, which are nasal, then you utter that nasal sound first and then expel the air, which is ha. So Janhavi and Brahma are the correct pronunciation. Anyway, so now that the audio is good, we are 7 minutes past 8 p.m. చాలా బాగా వీడియోస్ చేస్తున్నారు. థ్యాంక్ యూ సో మచ్. బట్ మనం we will do this week's puzzle first. I hope all of you had fun doing exploring the words here in this week's puzzle, which is Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Of course, it's the different gurus of many characters from our Puranas. These are all Puranic gurus. First one is, like I was telling Rukminiji, I leave a slightly simple one right at the top left, so that as soon as your eyes goes here, you see something easy. So Sandipani. I hope you know or heard of Sandipani before, or otherwise Vasishtha is also right here. So Sandipani, for those who do not know, is anybody knows who Sandipani is? Rukminiji?
I forget. I know it's a very familiar name.
Yes.
I should have researched it.
Yeah, that is the idea also, that we also get curious about who these people are, if there are any new names. Most of the others, Vyasa is right here. Vyasa, Vasishtha, we know. Vyasa is the one who compiled all the Vedas and the Puranas. And Vasishtha is, of course, the Kula Guru of Ikshvaku lineage.
Shukra is the next
Krishna's
one,
Guru.
right?
Yes, Shukracharya is right here. Shukracharya. Yes. But yes, as Madhuri ji said, Sandipani is Krishna's Guru. So both Krishna and Balarama studied at Sandipani's Gurukulam. We don't know much about him, but there are these stories that Krishna, at the end of his studies, rescued Sandipani's son, who was in Yamaloka, who had passed away. And as Guru Dakshina, Krishna went to Yamaloka and brought him back. There is another story that Krishna, who is known to be the master of yoga and also the master of the 64 arts, learnt those 64 arts from Sandipani. So Sandipani must also have known those 64 arts. So he was clearly a skilled, capable, Samartha Guru. And Krishna's skill was such that he learnt it in 64 days, one art per day. So 64 arts he learnt from Sandipani. There are stories like that. And of course, Shukracharya, who is right here, is the guru of the Asuras. And if Shukracharya is here, who is the guru of the Asuras, there must also be the Devas Guru, the Suras Guru, who is, any guesses? Anybody? Brihaspati. Exactly. Let's see. Yes, Brihaspati. So Brihaspati is also the counterpart of Shukracharya. Shukracharya and Shukra and Brihaspati, both of these are also grahas, who are celestial influences upon us. And also these are, it so happens that Shukra and Guru, Brihaspati, are both planets as well, celestial objects, corresponding to Venus and Jupiter. And they say these influences upon us are similar to how their stories are portrayed in the Puranas and so on. So Shukracharya is devious. He is very knowledgeable. He had the Sanjeevani, Mrita Sanjeevani Vidya, which is bringing back those who were dead. So that is how Rakshasas kept continuously respawning again and again. But there are so many stories. So Brihaspati is the one who brings in order and discipline and perseverance and patience Again, there are many stories about how who Brihaspati's wife was, the relationship between her and Chandra, who's another graha, of course. So these principles of cosmos are packaged into beautiful stories. So again, the objective of this puzzle could also be to stoke that curiosity for you to explore these by yourself. Of course, again, there is Vishwamitra right here. Rishabhadeva, somebody said. Vishwamitra, all of us know, had this, was a king, had been hosted once by Vasishtha, and wanted Vasishtha's cow, which is called Nandini, after whom Nandini milk is also named in Karnataka. But then was thoroughly defeated. But for to get his revenge, he started doing tapas. But eventually, all sorts of sadhana done for whatever reason yields the right fruit. So he became enlightened and realized the Gayatri Mantra and gave that to the world. That is Vishwamitra. And who was that? Madhuriji again said, Rishabha Devaha, another king who is the first guru in the lineage of Jainism, the first Tirthankara. Rishabhadeva is in Bhagavata Purana. They say Rishabhadeva was an incarnation of Lord Vishnu himself, and we are known to do this. Any saint, any sage who, or any human being for that matter, who rose to a certain level of excellence, a certain level of command within themselves, we see what their trait is and say they are the walking incarnation of a god. So Adi Shankaracharya, we say he is Sakshat Shankara himself. Rishabhadeva, he is Sakshat Vishnu himself. And there is, of course, Dattatreya here. And this guru, Dattatreya, was such, he was so magnificent that in lore he had become an incarnation of all three put together, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. And Dattatreya is a guru who is very, very important in multiple traditions. In Shakta Sampradaya, he is the one who gave the Sri Vidya Diksha to many, many enlightened beings in the past. In Natha Sampradaya, he is a worshipped guru. And now he has become a god. So we raise, so any being who rose within themselves to that stature, we recognize them and worship them as the divine itself. And somebody else had said, Vijaya ji had said, no, somebody had said Ashtavakra also. Who said Ashtavakra? Yes, Ashtavakra is Janaka's guru. So while Vasishtha, the enlightened being, was guiding the Ikshvaku lineage, even the of Rama, in Sita's kingdom, there was another enlightened being guiding them, Ashtavakra being Janaka's guru. And many of us again know the story of Ashtavakra. He is the one who challenged his father, who was wrong in his discourse right from his mother's womb. So, and because of that, his father got angry and cursed him to be born with deformities. But then his knowledge and wisdom outshone his physical appearance, and he once defeated all the other scholars in the court of Janaka. And Janaka, himself being a great sage, recognized the divinity of Ashtavakra and started being his disciple. And Ashtavakra also is famously known for his version of presenting the principles of yoga, which is popular as Ashtavakra Gita. And finally, once we have done all this, maybe Shukaha. Shukaha is the most popularly known as the one who recited the entire Bhagavata Purana to King Parikshit. And also he is an Ajanma Brahmachari. Since his birth itself, he was born wise, and he could speak to to birds and animals around him. So that is why he is also depicted as having the face of a parrot, so that he not only is he wise and is expert in his communication to human beings that he narrated the entire story of Bhagavata Purana, but he could also communicate with birds and animals around him. Yeah, this covers all the, and again, the objective of this is I want you to explore what Shuka's story is, what Dattatreya's story is, what Rishabhadeva's story is, how Brihaspati and Shukracharya and Chandra and Tara and all these other characters are linked in our past. Now that we have finished this, if we just refresh the page, there is a fresh puzzle for this week. I initially thought I'll publish a puzzle on the names of different Nagas, because Naga Panchami is coming up, but that is the week after. On 27th or something is Naga Panchami, I think, or 29th. But before that, for this week, the puzzle is Vedanta Samuchchayaha, which means I'll leave you to figure it out for yourself through these hints. But if you want a deeper hint, you could click on this eye icon here, and quickly you will see what, an extra hint. But it's kind of obvious, I think, but I'm sure you'll have fun finding words in this. Also, after you find those words, I'd highly encourage you to do your own research about what those words are, a little more study for your own, enjoyment. I'll not spoil this. We'll do this next week. But before that, before we stop this live stream and go for questions, once again, there are many more puzzles which will keep getting published throughout this week in the archived section, which are generic. So, for example, Navarasas here, the names of different rivers of Bharat. This is different mathematicians of Bharat. So this is a fun one. So I know many of you might find Arya Bhatta right here. And Bhava Hahi does not make any sense. Bhaskaraha makes sense. But what did Aryabhatta do as a mathematician? What did Bhaskaracharya do? What did Leelavati do? So these things I want you to explore for yourself. It is good fun. There is Pingalaha, of course. Anyway, so there are 9 such mathematicians of our country hidden in this grid. I hope you have fun playing this puzzle as well. With that, if there are any questions, we'll look at it on YouTube first, and then we'll continue on Zoom after the stream. Again, please share it with as many people as you can in your friend circles, in your WhatsApp groups, on social media. We want more and more people to take this up. A few hundred people are playing it every day, but we can push it to a wider audience, I feel. I'll also kind of publicize it a little more vigorously. So thank you everybody for joining in. If there are any questions, please ask them on YouTube. Otherwise, we'll call it a night. Yes, Vijayaji. Thank you so much for your participation. Is it an app? It is accessible through a browser. So you can open your Google Chrome and play it anywhere, any browser. Also, you see open in app, this link here. So you could install it as an app. You click on this icon and there will be an install button whichever your device is. I'm on Windows right now. But once it is installed as an app, you see open in app, it will open as a standalone app in your Android and iPhone devices. This is a separate app. So it need not necessarily only be a browser-based thing. You could install it as an app also. It's a basic little app. And if you want more resources about the puzzle that you're playing right now, you have these videos from our past and the channel, which are linked here. So this might give you a little more hint on what the puzzle is and give some of the words that are in the puzzle and talk about them if if you want to explore that. But easiest, you can just browse it in any browser. And you can also, if you click on this link here, it's already installed on this Windows device. But if it's not installed, you'll see a link which says install. I'm Tamil, willing to learn Sanskrit. Your suggestions? So many methods, but again, first step is to get your pronunciations right. You could do this in Tamil script as well, as you can see here. But Tamil is slightly harder because Mahaprana sounds, Alpaprana sounds have to be denoted through these numbers. So this ta, this is ta, but it needs to be pronounced as da. So that's why ta, tha, da. That in that da is third. So for ta, tha, da, dha, Tamil only has one letter. So we write ta and put 3 so that we understand that it is da. Vedam. This 2 is because it's a anuswara. It's the circle. It's not ma. Vedanta. Samuchaya. This cha. Yeah, because cha, samuchaya, this is the word for cha. If we were to write cha, the Mahaprana cha, we would have cha and 2. So get that ucharana right. And how to do that? Practice Maheshwara Sutrani. There are some videos on the channel, or you can see the pre-recorded courses for Vakshuddhi, which was a course. So get that Vakshuddhi right, because in Sanskrit, what is conveyed in every essence is held in how the sounds are uttered. More than words, it is the sounds that hold meaning. So if you slightly mispronounce any sounds, there is a risk of you altering the meaning. Absolutely. Any knowledge of any Indic language already gives you a head start into Sanskrit. There is no such thing as starting from ground zero in Sanskrit, because we already are, we soak in Sanskrit vocabulary right from our childhood in so many different formats. So hasta, netra, mukha, vayu, jala, agni, akasha, danta, kesha, in so many different ways, in products around us, in vocabulary around us. We already have Sanskrit in our ancestry, in our blood. Sanskrit exists. It's just that you have to bring it out, polish it a little bit. So if you know Hindi, you are already at an advantage. If you know Tamil, you are already at an advantage. Telugu, Kannada, Gujarati, Bengali. Sanskrit is not new. So but if you want to get started with it, refine it, my recommendation is start with Maheshwara Sutrani, which is just a set of 14 sounds, 14 basic sounds, which is a great exercise in itself in building your lung capacity if you're doing it well, which will refine your pronunciation, which is a spiritual mantra in itself, and it's a run through of all the sounds. And on top of all of this, it forms the basis for Sanskrit grammar. Vyakarana is rooted in these 14 sounds. So that is that. Rids asks, how can one find a guru to be initiated in Bija Mantra chant all the way in South Africa? Depends on what Bija Mantra. There are so many Bija Mantras specifically aimed towards different siddhis. You ideally go seek initiation guidance, which is initiation diksha. Diksha, which is the Sanskrit word for initiation, literally corresponds to dik, which is direction setting. So because you want to go on a journey, you go seek that direction or how to make that progress. So depending on what Bija Mantra you want, what is that you're seeking? Is it wealth? Is it knowledge? Is it health? Is it success? Different kinds of human needs. You find that particular kind of sadhana and guru. I'm sure you'll be able to find from the internet. I am not sure of people in South Africa who can provide initiations, but in Bharat, I'm sure you will find ample. We're spoiled for choice, spiritually in this country. All right, glad you found it, Soumya ji. Yes. The link is in the description. The link to this puzzle is in the description, or it's just krida.thesanskritchannel.org/Padavali. There are also a few other puzzles in mind, which not just word puzzles, but some with pictures, match the following, etc. But let's publicize, promote this first. Once enough traction comes in, we have at least 40-50 puzzles, so that even if you share it with new people, they can keep playing this for a week without getting bored. Then we'll start designing others also under Krida. We want to build more Kridas around Sanskrit. All right, you're welcome. Let's call it a night on YouTube. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining in. No other questions? Yes. All right. Thank you. Namaskaram, everyone. Shubhratri. Namo Namaha.